Time to bloody my axes.
The grave-digging business sure is a killer. What do you need? What about them? Well, that makes things easier on me for sure. Now I can start selling those old plots again. Next time I'll just throw the bones in the river and be done with it. Here's the reward I promised you. Now, if you find any more, remember, I'll pay good money for you to put them back down again. So get out there and get some ghosts. Venerated ancestors. Anything else you want to know about the ghost? Ah, Miss Chan. A tragedy, really, and one that happens all too often. It's always the pretty ones who go. She died in childbirth, and the baby died with her. Her family put her in the family plot along with her son. She came up again recently, looking for revenge on me. She seems to think that I killed her baby, or took it, or something. Maybe she saw me take away the body, but she won't believe me. Every time I go near, she tries to kill me. That's valuable retail space over there. Her baby? Not much. It's in one of the plots there. I'm sure you can find it if you look. It was a long time ago. I don't even remember what its name was. But it was short, I know that. Definitely less than 3 words. But... sorry, that's really all I remember. Anything else you want to know about the ghost? He was buried by his wife a short while ago. I don't know what killed him. The family wouldn't talk about it. But his face was bloated like you wouldn't believe. His wife's still around, though. She won't visit since he came up. Every time she gets near, he starts screaming incoherently, and he's out of it for days. Nothing near him is safe. His wife, she's still around in town, I think. She lives down in the market district near the entrance to the Black Leopard School. Why would you want to see her, though? She's already buried him. Digging through the ashes, is that it? Good luck. She's still hung up on him. Anything... Oh, well, if you do find... Is there any... Well, you know what...
I haven't seen any ghosts wandering in the city, and I hope I never do.
I greet you, sir. I wonder if you might have some silver to spare. I come from a very wealthy family. As such, I have a certain lifestyle to maintain. Parties, female admirers, lots of wine, you understand. I have to have an income, don't I? My father looked at my considerable expenses and told me to get my own silver. Ah, but I am a noble. The shame of manual labor or the stink of trade must not be allowed to touch me. How could there be shame? You've got it and I want it. Should I steal it? Never. Simply ask like a civilized soul, I say. I am afraid I cannot do that. That would be trade, and I simply will not sully my beautifully soft hands with such. I will tell you for free, however. I read all the greatest philosophers and consulted with wise men before reaching this decision. I assure you the philosophical underpinnings are quite sound. Wisdom is only gained by experience, wine, women, and song, as it were. But a life of revel with no reflection still does not lead to true wisdom. One must ponder, one must daydream. Even if I could bear the shame of sullying my hands with work, when would I think? How could I grow wise? If you want to give me that coin because I entertained you, I will not have it. To think, an entertainer. Take good care, sir. Hello again, sir. Are you ready to offer me a silver? I come from a very well... I have to have an income. But... Not at all. Very simply, you have it, I want it. I am behaving in a very rational, civilized manner by politely asking. I read all the greatest philosophers and consulted with wise men before reaching this decision. I assure you the philosophical underpinnings are quite sound. Wisdom is only gained by experience, wine, women, and song, as it were. But a life of revel with no reflection still does not lead to true wisdom. One must ponder, Well, it loses some of the subtlety when you put it that way, but yes. I thank you. It's not easy for one such as I. I have it far more difficult than the impoverished beggars of this city. Farewell.
Your parentage is below average, and your ancestry is of questionable worth. You dress yourself in the manner of a common laborer. Nobody's paying any attention.
Keep trying, just as I instructed.
Your physique seems exceptional. Clearly you are a peasant. A noble could afford sloth. Your breath is like the wind of an ox. Your last meal was of suspect quality. Your beliefs are superficial, and your culture is substandard.
You are right to demand an explanation. Forgive my servant. I instructed him to find someone not distracted by mere insults, someone who would command respect. Your demand for justification of his arguments was admirable. You are exactly what we need. An outlander strolled into the city several days ago and now sits like a cormorant taking what he wants from the river of our hospitality. He balks at our attempts to calm him and answers requests for payment with strange coins of questionable value. He needs to go. The outlander is not a dignitary or traveling merchant. He is a parody of civilized behavior. He spews insults at the emperor himself. So far, he has escaped the notice of any higher officials. Perhaps he was mistaken for an actor in a troupe. If he is reported, the Lotus assassins will take notice. They'll want to know if he was harbored or his offense was encouraged. Guilt by association is enough for them. That's what's so infuriating. He doesn't respond to reason. He proposes challenges we don't understand, and then declares himself the winner. Several of our brightest have faced him, but as soon as they get the better of him, he sets off his strange firework and says they are beaten. Normally, the peasants like it when we intellectuals are maligned, but they tire of his presence too. Getting rid of this nuisance will endear you to many. I hope your ability matches your conviction. Several others have fallen short, despite their outrage at his antics. He is in the Scholar's Garden, and no amount of opposition has moved him. Please, I hope you will prove to be a worthy opponent.
The Imperial City is a vast place, my friend. Be sure. The Jade Empire would be in ruins if it wasn't for Emperor Sun Hai.
I hope my daughter will grow to be as beautiful as the princess, though perhaps less unruly. The arena can be very dangerous.
Lost, citizen? This district? Well, it's called the Golden Way for a variety of reasons. Sir, this district is a major thoroughfare, with the Scholar's Garden at one end and the Market District at the other. There's also the Necropolis, but most people... Be about your business?
This place reminds me of expensive wine. Lots of flavor, but no kick.
Yes. Is there something I can do for you? Yes. Yes, I am. How do you know my name? Have we met? My husband's spirit. He still curses me in death? It should never have happened. I was preparing dinner for him, as I normally did, but it burned, so I went and bought some food already prepared. It was the salmon. I knew it smelled odd when I bought it, but the price was right, and I needed it in a hurry, and I'm so ashamed. Yes, it is. No matter what you say, I will live the rest of my life with this guilt. But what pains me more is that his spirit cannot rest. I have tried to visit his grave, but his madness knows no bounds. He seeks to drive me away at all costs. I think he might even try to kill me. He never listens to me. He doesn't give me a chance, but maybe if you were there with me, could you be there with me? If you believe me, he might listen. Yes, if we went together, he might listen. Can we go now then, to see him?
You? You're back to gloat over this victory of yours, Harpy? Causing my torment and death, is that satisfying to you? The fish? I died from a fish? You expect me to believe such a stupid excuse? How can you be so certain? How can you believe her after you know what she's done to me?
Because he believes me. He has seen me at our home mourning for you still. Not a day has gone by where I didn't cry over your death. It almost makes me wish you'd have your wish, just so I could be with you again.
Feng, you really do care. Then all this time, my cursing, it was wrong. Yes, you are deserving of such a reward for showing me how wrong I was. All that was left of mine is now yours. You killed me, but I see now in those eyes I fell in love with that you didn't mean to and that it pains you greatly. I forgive you, Feng.
Thank you for what you have done, for both of us. In time, I hope I can repay you your kindness.
you found my baby? Have you seen him? I can't believe anything you say. Words lie. People lie. I must see him with my own eyes. If he were dead, he would be here in my family plot with my other relatives. If your lies are true, then Shen, that murdering monster, would have buried him here. All my family is here. But I don't know these names. I don't know my baby's name. My family would have named him after I passed beyond. Shen must know, or there must be some way to find him. I remember so little since I passed away. He was my darling child, my only son. I had planned to name him... I don't remember what it was. So much of the past is unclear to me now. I remember there was an aunt, an uncle, or was it his father? I don't remember it any clearer than that. Every time I try to grasp it, it slips away. I'd have to see his grave. I'd have to see it with my own eyes and look inside. But if it isn't him, I'm so close to breaking completely. My despair is so great that if you lie, if you prove false, then all hopes would be lost, and I fear I would descend into madness from which there is no return. Please find my baby.
Dancing pretty lights. There's fire in the air and fire inside. They scream like music. You'll scream like a demon when fading moon puts the light inside of you. There's more than that on my head. There's a crown of flame that burns all the time, even when it gets tighter. You'll scream like those maggot people leeching off the Empire until they burn.
Legendary strike! Ice shard! Stab!
Have you found my... Please! Have you found my baby? Have you seen him? Are you sure? I know I wouldn't be able to stand it if I was separated from him again. Please don't let this... I cannot read. Which one is he? This is him! My poor darling! Chantu! He is truly dead after all. I could not bring myself to believe it. Dead before his time. He rests here near my own body. My darling, darling boy. I come to you now.
You return once again to interrupt lustful life. That's exactly what I
Sisäjäri furtuossa. Mulu. Inan narum.
This is my spot and I'm not moving. Go get your own place.
Back to try your... You take care of yourself.
Don't you just love the Imperial Arena? No other place like it in all of the Jade Empire. Wait a moment. You're Silver Phoenix. How very nice to meet you. I'm Lady Rento. Oh, normally I would be happy to chat, but now really isn't the time. I've had a trying day, and I just want to relax in the heart of the Empire for a few minutes before I rush home to attend the family accounts. My husband claims he has no head for figures, though I suspect he just has no back for work. Oh, poor Yukong. Captain Sen's still willing to do my husband's bidding and hunt him down, is he? I swear, my husband is insufferable. Yukong's a harmless aspiring actor who asked me if I would act as his patron. Since my husband was away from the city, again, I accepted and gave Yukong a moderate stipend. I thought he was charming. Probably less than my husband is putting forth as a bounty for poor Yukong. That young man doesn't deserve this. That was how my husband presented the situation to the authorities. He didn't want to face the shame of supporting a humble actor. My husband's a fool, but when he lowers his head, all I can do is let him charge and hope he rams something solid enough to slow him. I would wager that you'll find him in the Scholars' Garden. Yukong was going to try out for that new play. It's going to be put on soon in the Golden Way, I'm told. Should be exciting to watch. Yukong was going to try out for a role as a scholar, so he may be using his costume to hide in the garden. He's not much of a scholar, so you should be able to spot him. If you happen to find creative Yukong, do go easy on him, would you? The poor boy did nothing wrong, and my husband is being unusually cruel to him. Good luck with your search. I have to get back to the estate, so much to do.
I'm not really in the mood for company. Judge Fang wanted me to try something special last night, and I still haven't quite recovered yet. Good. Let me rest.
While I cannot see you, your appearances are hard to ignore. Welcome again. Hapless Hans stumbled in here for yet another treatment after you defeated him. Impressive handiwork, though I find myself in a position to wish you were less skilled, especially with Han. He is a continual strain on my time. I think you misunderstand the situation. I have no problems treating Han, but I receive no compensation for tending to injuries. I shouldn't complain, though. The arena pays me to look after you fighters, and Han's constant injuries have helped me hone my healing skills to a razor edge. Of course. Well, I cannot see. Are you... A man in need of a doctor? Why haven't you brought him here? His daughter? Well, then something must be done immediately. If need be, I'm sure I could steal away from this noisy place for a few hours. Operation? There's surgery involved? I know some, but my specialty is acupuncture. Without a proficient guide, I wouldn't know what to do. What does he need an operation for anyway? A new liver? That's impossible. He would have to be mad to try that. Acupuncture can do wondrous things, but it cannot restore an organ that has failed. I know there are some practices deemed able to replace an organ, but organs do not just appear. Someone must die to provide that replacement. He would sacrifice himself to save this girl? I am in awe, and I would be assisting them. It is no wonder he could not do it himself. But is the situation so desperate? I cannot let this be. I know I must help, though the thought of putting a living organ into another person disgusts me. Still, his story is touching, tragic. I will do all that I can. Lead me to him, and I will see if I can help.
It's not right. It can't be possible that I... It's you. And this must be the doctor. Please, madam, if you could help me, you would have my eternal gratitude. I am desperate, and I have no other recourse.
This girl, such a strong, vibrant life energy in one so young and so fragile. She is too young to have such a cruel fate.
Please, will you help my daughter? I will give you anything, all my research, just for you to save her. The liver would be my own. No one else would be harmed.
My skill in acupuncture can keep you alive through the operation, but you will not live long after. If you tell me how to proceed, I believe I can help her.
Doctor, my spirit will be indebted to you for all time. Siwei, I love you forever. Let us proceed, Doctor.
It is done. The man's methods are extreme, but very effective, as was his love for his daughter. A true parent would do anything to save his child. She will live, provided she does not remain here. I will take her with me and care for her. If she wishes, I will teach her of her father's legacy. He would want that, I think. Thank you for bringing me here and giving me the chance to save them. I'll return to the Imperial Arena with her. You'll be happy to know that the girl is doing well. She has recovered, and I have taken her under my care. She seems eager to learn the arts I know, and we may find some way to apply the arts that her father developed. If used carefully, her father's teachings may benefit all the Empire, but I must apply his theories in new ways. For now, she works and learns and heals. What can be done for... Be well.
Many people try to break into the Bronze Division and fail miserably. You should be proud of yourself.
You deserve it. It was an honor to face you.
Crimson Kana is the champion of this round. You'll have to face her eventually. Be ready when you do. Bailan is truly in charge of this place because of his association with the guild. It's nothing to concern yourself with. If anything comes up with the guild or the serpent, your next fight, I'd love to, but I'm still arranging the details of your entry into the Browns division. Besides, didn't you have some mysterious late...
The grave-digging business sure... What a... Well, that's a relief. Can't have her going off and trying to rip out my eyes or something every time I go around there. I need those eyes. Here's the reward. Now, if you find any more, remember, I'll... anything... Good riddance. Hells, it was probably his old lady that offed him in the first place, and for good reason too, I bet. It's all just business to me, you understand. Here's the You know, you've done a lot of good here in the necropolis. You've managed to clear out pretty much all of the really troublesome spirits here. One spirit didn't stay here at all, though. Took up his body and left. Moved in with his son, I heard, and the son isn't pleased. He even asked me for a refund. Now that was an expensive burial. I can't give refunds like that. It's bad for business, too, having my customers getting up and walking away. That's where you come in. I need you to go to the tanners in the city core and put his father back in his grave once and for all. It's Tanner Fong. There'll be an extra big reward for that one. Is there anything...
Lost City.
I didn't expect you in your strange training to make it to the Imperial City. You are proving to be a very interesting person. Of course, I could tell that just by looking at you. You have a very strong presence. As the Heavenly Lily, I am above suspicion, but I am restrained by fawning servants. Silk Fox can go anywhere, and people are not shy about their reactions. There is a thrill, of course, and it allows me to find information useful to us both. Death's Hand brought your Master Li to the palace a few days ago. I saw the flyer. He was bound in chains. He must be powerful, or you are. There was something familiar about him as well. Why would you say that? Is that what he told you? I'm sorry, but I simply cannot believe that your Master Li is the glorious strategist. I was too young to know him. I was told that he and Prince Qin, the third brother, fell defending the Empire 20 years ago. Now it seems they may have been traitors. I discovered this looking through records for information on Death's Hand. Perhaps he tried to influence Sun Li and Sun Qin before corrupting my father. But it doesn't matter who your master is. I could take you to the palace, but Death's Hand controls what my father hears. He must be discredited for you to succeed. A wise decision. His hold over my father is nearly absolute, but if we could show conclusive evidence of his crimes, my father would have to listen. I know how. Construction on the wall has stopped for the first time in generations. The workers now toil in factories building powerful creatures of stone and clay called golems. Death's Hand could use these automatons to seize the Empire, and my father is oblivious. We must infiltrate the Lotus Assassins and find evidence of this treachery. My father may have approved the factory without considering what it could be used for. If we just tell him my suspicions, he will dismiss them. We need proof of Death's Hand's intent from the seat of his power, the Lotus Assassin Fortress. It would be impossible to assault, so just walk in. They are recruiting. Have any Lotus Assassins who saw your face lived to report back? I doubt it. They will not recognize you as the person who fought them in Tian's Landing. They have a vague description full of guesswork that has guards holding people at random. Besides, they expect an attack, not someone trying to catch their eye. I would wager that you may profit from their tasks too. Can you see the beauty in using their own methods of recruitment to fight them? I think they deserve it. There are guilds within the Lotus Assassins. Executioners look for fearsome warriors. Inquisitors are more subversive, and they look for cunning in their agents. If you prove yourself in the arena, they will notice you. My people can spread rumors of your interest. The Executioner will take a real interest when you finish the silver round. Or if you prefer, the Inquisitor recruiter is also seeking new people. He might be open to persuasion. Death's Hand rules over the Lotus Assassins, so I take special interest in their activities. I've had most of my life to ask questions. You suspect my motives? You have no reason to doubt me. If I wanted the Lotus Assassins to find you, I could simply tell them your name. Ask Scholar Dongao in the Scholar's Garden about him. Dongao is closer to the Assassins than he should be. He will tell you where to meet the Inquisitor. Or seek the executioner. My people will spread rumors of your interest, and he will approach you in the arena. They like fighters who have passed the silver round. I will wait at your flyer. Or I could travel with you. Before you get too lost, perhaps we should, discuss how closely we will be working together? A wise preference. No offense intended to your amusing companions.
Well, look who we have here. There's no princess to save you this time.
Do you think we'd forget? You can't humiliate us and just walk away.
Don't look at me. I can't do anything right now. Not like this.
We'll teach you to insult a guard of the Imperial City. Legendary strike. Stab.
Welcome, friend. The lecture won't be starting for a little while, though your enthusiasm is appreciated. I wouldn't worry about seating. Those interfering philosophers had made sure that very few people will be attending the lecture. Certainly. We can't learn without asking questions. How can I help you today? What? Huh, that's quite a question. I'm not sure who told you, but I'd appreciate it if you would keep your voice down when asking those kinds of questions. Nobody here suspects me to be anything but an overzealous scholar, and I'd like to keep it that way. So you want to know about the recruiter? You have a flying machine, do you not? Yes, I know about that. Go back to the landing area and someone will meet you there. The location is public, yet relatively private. Common folk are not welcome on the landing area, so there will be no crowds to hide spies, or an ambush. If the Lotus assassins wanted you dead, your life would be over before you even knew you were in danger. I don't think so. I've already told you what you need to know. I'm not about to risk being discovered just to make you feel at ease.
Your course is set. The Inquisitor will be waiting at your camp. Appease him, and you'll be on the road to appeasing me.
Oh, good to see you again, my friend. Have you returned to listen to my lecture? Certainly, we can't learn. Don't let the name fool you. There are fewer scholars here than you might think. We are far outnumbered by those obstinate philosophers. The philosophers believe that the gods dictate everything, from the rising of the sun to the changing seasons. If the summer ends too soon or too late, the gods must be angry. Of course, anyone who cares to look can see that the birds control the weather. I have noted with some accuracy that the birds predict the seasons. I have a theory that the massive movements of birds in the autumn and spring actually cause the prevailing winds to change direction. When birds fly south just before autumn, they cause the winds to change. And we get cold air from the north until the spring, when the birds reverse the winds again. It's really quite simple, but just try telling that to one of the philosophers. Don't get me wrong, I like most of the philosophers, but their strict adherence to aging traditions makes them very difficult to deal with. They're always preaching about peace and harmony. Really, we kill and subdue the creatures of this world in order that we can survive. Where's the peace in that? Can a man survive long enough without eating meat? What about the grains we use to make our bread, or the hides we use for any number of things? We consume constantly. Peace and harmony are wonderful ideals, but in nature only the strong survive, and they don't do it by being peaceful. Oh, yeah. Don't get me wrong, I like most of the philosophers, but they're always preaching peace and harmony. I'm glad you asked. Today I will speak on my theories of cloud formation. That was my first major discovery, though it hasn't been widely accepted yet. The basic principles are really quite simple. I deduced after lengthy study that clouds are formed by the moisture escaping from our bodies. When the weather is cool, you can clearly see small clouds escaping from people's mouths. Similar clouds form on the skin of people working strenuously in the cold. These clouds of breath rise up and collect near the tallest peaks, where it is almost always cloudy. This was one of my finest discoveries. Oh, so soon. All right then. I hope to see you again soon. Perhaps I could explain to you my theories on the formation of ice crystals.
To achieve a stronger spirit, you must first make peace with yourself.
Hello there, traveler. Forgive my forwardness, but I noticed your arrival earlier while I was at the tavern. That flying machine of yours is truly a marvel. I actually have a design for a new prototype flyer, and I hope to get funding to build it one day. The other scholars aren't interested in my inventions, though. Me? You want to ask me something? Well, sure, I'd be glad to help you if I can. What would you like to know? Oh, I'm Scholar Zenyu. I'm one of the newer scholar elites. I was actually born in the poor quarter, but my uncle brought me here when I was only 10. He knew I would never have a chance at a real life unless I had some proper schooling. I've lived here with him ever since. That's right, you're new here, aren't you? Well, where should I begin? There's so much to tell you. There are several important areas here in the city. Of course, there are also many different services, too. I'm not sure what to tell you first. Sure. Well, let's see. This place is the Scholars. Farther down toward the city, you'll find the Golden Way. Many wealthy people live and work there. Hopefully so. Then there's the Market District, near where you landed earlier. Most of the city does its business there. It's an interesting... You'll also find the path to the Black Leopard School there, across the river from the arena. I haven't been there. One of the best places in the city is the arena. Just don't tell my masters I said so. If you... And of course, there are several shops and merchants with all manner of supplies available. All of that can be found. I'm not supposed to go there. At least not when I'm studying, but it's hard. I actually do some of my best thinking while I'm there. I like to sit in the upper rooms with a bit of wine and just look out over the city. Or the... Of course. Sure. A city like this always has rumors. Some people say the ghosts are angry and attacking innocent people. Another rumor. But I wouldn't believe any of that. Just because the Emperor hasn't been seen in a while doesn't mean he's ill. The Emperor is a wise and powerful man. How else could he have solved the drought so many years ago? It's true that he hasn't been seen much recently, but I don't think it's anything to worry about. It's not like the Empire. Maybe he's just taking a rest from all the hard work he's done. Nobody deserves a rest more than the Emperor. I think they are just rumors. I haven't seen any ghosts at all, angry or otherwise. If the ghosts are angry about something, why aren't they here right now? Come to think of it, I don't know any one person who's ever seen a ghost. I prefer to spend my time and energy on things that are real. Designing a new prototype flying machine, now that's important. Sure. Now there's a question you don't hear very often. Not too many people like to talk about him. In fact, if I were you, I'd be careful who I ask. I'm not one to believe in superstitious nonsense, but I still wouldn't want to draw his attention. He's very powerful and very dangerous. Some people even suggest that he has gained some control over our honorable Emperor. I find it hard to believe, but I suppose it's possible. A city like this always has rumors. Some people say the ghosts are angry and attacking innocent, but I wouldn't believe any of that. Just because... I think they are just rumors. I haven't seen any ghosts at all, angry or otherwise. Come...
Wosansiaso no Goboko. Koni uk noia kup sa ia sisia su ukot. Utatsa ia okayoe ia fonia sisa ia trusta pafawe ia touia. Awa utko wo kokopia. Wasafno sositu no ko ota napia ifaria ok. Wo kuketita sumpono? Sathwa kawa ia ifiak? Koni uk noia kup sa ia sisia. Oifo ia uk sonko noko isansia. Ni upa ia kupu sa ia awath kraka ia nano uksaro isowak nikano wo awath utkua wo kokopia kawa ia elwo. Woso awi ni tu uksumpuno. Kutkosi wiwa ya wo novia ifo wiya okta weekend.
Greetings and welcome to the Scholar's Garden. I am Philosopher Xiao, one of the many masters you will see here during your visit. I see by your accoutrements that you are not from the Imperial City. I hope your visit here is one of fulfillment and success. As sagacious Tien once said, more valuable than silk are new friends in a foreign land. If you need anything, I will be glad to assist you. As sagacious Tien once said, kind words and respectable attire are seldom a sign of true character. Only deeds reveal the intent of the soul. I am glad to help you in any way I can. I am honored that you would ask me, though I must warn you, the teachings take a lifetime to learn and cannot be taught in a day. Perhaps I could explain the core principles of Tien's teachings. I could recite the history of Tien if you like. The teachings of sagacious Tien are very simple, but the implications are astoundingly complex. At the heart of the teachings are the concepts of harmony and discord. Also referred to as the way of the open palm and the way of the fist, one cannot exist without the other, but neither can they coexist in one person. Harmony with the world comes from understanding your place in the world. An ant that believes it is a tiger will never achieve harmony. In other words, accepting your place in the world and using your skills accordingly is the optimal way of following the path of harmony. Discord is the other side of the coin. People who choose the path of discord seek their own advancement over everything else. These people will ignore the world and use whatever means necessary to raise themselves above their station. Sagacious Tien taught both harmony and discord to his students, for one cannot be fully known without the other. However, he himself followed the way of harmony. Sagacious Tien was the first emperor of the Jade Empire. He was a philosopher and a leader without compare, unifying the warring factions of his time. His teachings founded this great empire, though there was very little written about Tien himself. We do know that he brought peace to the people of the empire, and since that time, his teachings have guided hundreds of generations of followers. Of course. The Scholar's Garden is the seat of learning in the Jade Empire. The philosophers and scholars who live here dedicate their lives to the pursuit of wisdom. The scholars are dedicated to unlocking the secrets of the physical world. Many still follow the teachings of sagacious Tien, though some take their studies too far. I am certainly not opposed to their ways of study. Indeed, the scholars have made many wonderful and important discoveries. We philosophers dedicate our lives to the study and teaching of the ways of sagacious Tien. We believe in peace and harmony and balance. Many find it difficult to grasp the significance or usefulness of our studies, but we assist anyone willing to learn the ancient teaching. Of course, I am afraid I would not be the best person to... A good question. I am sometimes saddened by the fact that I cannot participate more in the life that surrounds me. However, I forego these simple pleasures to remain focused on the learning and application of the teachings of sagacious Tien. Don't misunderstand me. I am content with the choices I've made. But doubts cannot be completely resolved, and the city is a constant reminder of my decision. You could ask young scholar Zenyu. He spends a good deal of time in the city enjoying worldly pursuits, though he does not think his masters know it. There is also a man named Bai who works near the Imperial Arena. He is renowned for his knowledge of the city. I am honored that you would ask me, though I must warn you. Of course. Ah, well, that is a delicate issue. The recruiter... As you wish. With luck, the winds of heaven will bring us together again one day.
As amusing as your savage dances are, once again I have proven the superiority of setting your nose to the grindstone and not mucking about. Now bring some refreshments in a proper mug, or I'll take back the coins of my home and country. Don't you heathens know the worth of a proper king's halfpenny?
Generous visitor, if our customs are so displeasing to you, perhaps you should find lodging elsewhere?
Please? And leave you lot to your primitive ways? Tell them what I think of that, Squire Percival.
Sir Roderick Ponce von Fontelbottom, the magnificent bastard, will do no such thing. He means to educate you all.
Good lad. Found him wading in the mud, planting weeds. You can't keep your crackers crisp doing that. Can't help you if you don't know the horror of a soggy biscuit. I've given him dignity, and unless one of you has the will to deny that I'm your better, I suggest you start learning. We'll have you in proper trousers by the morrow. Oh, what's that? Someone stepping to the fore? Let's have a look at you. Ah, you look quick with your fists, but I'll wager your head falls behind. Too much time slapping each other, and not enough time strapped to a desk in a decent classroom. The simple truth is that I have bested every one of you who has come forward, whether in tests of wit or combat. You faced a champion of king and country. Now, I didn't ask to land here, but if a storm is going to cast my ship into the very heart of such a dark empire, I'll bring the light of knowledge wherever I can. You must hunger for guidance. You're like children. I mean, only a handful of you can even grow a decent moustache. What kind of place is this? You have nothing to prove because you have nothing at all. Where are your towering halls of business? Where are the great open mines that fuel a healthy land? And what, pray tell with honesty, do you think you are doing with that great bloody palace floating in the sky? That's just wrong in any right-thinking country. So be it. If you don't want to learn, just step away and let me lead by example. I'll drag this land to respectability, one mind at a time, if I have to. Shall we... Back again? What for? You don't even make a proper coward. You keep coming back for more. Have you changed your mind? Are you willing to debate the heart of your supposedly enlightened culture? We'll follow that with a test of physical prowess as well. It's more likely I'll teach the rest by making an example of you. Here, these 5 standing about will be our judges. They look like a varied lot. Go on, talk to them all to prove I haven't coerced them. We'll begin the debate when you're ready. Then we'll see how you fare in combat. Doubt you'll do very well. Like the rest, you're all just too damn skinny.
I heard you accept the Outlander's challenge. I'm grateful you have seen fit to defend us all. I would be honored to sit in judgment of the debate. Several of my fellow scholars have also volunteered. To do otherwise would only help the Outlander win in the long run. If he wants a true debate, we will allow it to progress fairly. Of course, I doubt his arguments will have the weight that he expects. Not here in the heart of the Jade Empire. I am ill-equipped to see my own faults, but I, like my fellow scholars, am adept at exploiting the weaknesses of others. Scholars Heng and Zhao are easily swayed with simple facts. Cite such details and they are certain to change their opinion either for or against. The best course is to appeal to the individual preferences of the judges. We are theoretical thinkers, really. It is not so much the subject, but the tactic that triggers reaction. Each judge will respond only to argument styles they favor. If a judge likes fact, use it once and he will join your side. Use it again and he will switch back just to further debate. Other arguments may not interest him at all. I am ill-equipped to see my own faults, but I, like my fellow scholars, am adept at exploiting the weaknesses of others. Scholars Heng and Zhao are easily swayed with simple facts. Cite such details and they are certain to change their opinion. I wish you luck. I look forward to your defense of the Empire.
Oh, this is exciting. I've never been asked to jury a debate before, and now I'm the third of your 5 judges. My name is Scholar Zhao. I haven't given it much thought. I pictured myself as balanced, but some of the others are very specific in their taste. Actually, you can sway Scholars Kai and Gu by mocking your opponent. I don't care for it, but they seem to respond quite vigorously. He is coarser than the thinkers I am used to, but on the whole I am not as upset by him as others appear to be. He seems bent on disruptive behavior. He should be encouraged to take that elsewhere. I've argued in this group of scholars many times before. We are so used to each other that we will change opinions just to further the debate. Don't worry so much about what you are saying when you respond. Just concentrate on how you say it. Good luck. This should be an interesting debate.
Greetings to you. I am Scholar Heng, and I will be serving as the second of 5 judges for the debate. I look forward to honorable discord. I'm sure the others agree that my tastes are balanced. The minister, however, is easily engaged by sympathetic pleas, as are scholars Zhao and Gu. I find their appreciation of such fawning to be distasteful, but that is one of the arguments they prefer. Try to choose your arguments in a sequence that eventually turns everyone in your favor. Don't worry about losing a vote on a single topic. I don't dislike him. I find some of his points to be worth discussing, but Sir Roderick is a bit disruptive for the garden. He may bring attention that we do not want. It would be best to peacefully encourage him to be on his way. Try to choose your arguments in a sequence. Good luck against the
His title mystifies me, except for the magnificent bastard portion. I'm fairly certain I know how he came by that part.
The minister had me insult 34 people. The best answer before yours was a smart slap in the face.
Is there something else I can do for you? We eagerly await... I wish you...
I greet you. My name is Scholar Kai, and I will be the fourth of 5 judges for the debate. I am always impartial, but some of my fellows are easy to goad into decisions if you know their taste. The minister is particularly fond of confrontational arguments. Respond in a rage and you are sure to engage him. Some arguments may win a judge's favor while turning another away. Vary your topics so that you don't end up manipulating the same judges over and over. He is an insult to our accomplishments as a people. If you fail in the debate, at least take him to task physically. I don't care where he came from. Anything to get him on his way. The Outlander uses flawed logic. Don't allow him to taint this forum of culture and...
Ah, so you are the one who will debate the Outlander. I am the 5th of your 5 judges. Are you implying that I am predisposed to be weak in certain areas? I can't accept that. Some of my fellows, however, are another story. Scholars Zhao and Kai are easy to predict. Dismissing a weak argument gets their attention immediately and will spur them one way or another. Try not to dig a hole you can't get out of. If you can't get everyone to agree with you, just focus on getting as many as you can. Remember, you need a majority of judges on your side at the end of 6 topics. He doesn't seem that interested in gathering any. He's clearly used to imposing his opinion. His points are debatable, but his presentation is not compatible with the guard. Try not... Yes, make certain...
Well, ready to set the ponies in motion, are we? Let's declare some rules and get to it. You don't mind if I make this interesting, do you? I just want to make sure that this is more entertaining than simply blathering about whose walls are higher or whose philosophers really know what's what. It will be a simple matter. 5 judges, 6 topics. I'll pose my argument about why your foolish land stumbles like a child, and you try to answer. The judges will raise their arms to indicate whom they favor. Arms up for you, arms down for me. After 6 topics, if you have a majority, you are the winner. By the Queen's corset, if you get them all on your side at any time, I'll declare the match over. Now, shall we proceed? I will pull no punches, and I expect no mercy on your part. Let's see which of us is truly superior. Well, what shall be my first point of contention? I know, the most basic of concerns for a culture, the currency of its economy. What manner of society would use the silver coin as the basis of trade? Gold is clearly superior, which you admit by using it for important statuary. Your understanding of what determines value is flawed. Your rebuttal? you are clearly in the minority, but I can spare no quarter. To the next topic. How can you truly know they are uncivilized until you've proven it by conquest? You sit here thinking while far-off lands yearn for direction, not unlike what I am attempting with you. Well, a majority on your side, but the debate is not over yet. Shall I draw attention to your foolish reliance on personal combat? You've got strange dragon powder arms, but you waste them on spectacle and flying chariots. Any decently civilized people would have developed a proper array of personal sidearms by now, like old Mirabelle here. What? My monocle must be fond. I can't see anyone in my favor.
It appears they've reached a consensus against you, Sir Roderick.
Clearly these people are incapable of fairly comparing one of their own to an outsider. This is a farce. Then perhaps it was my mistake to think you would be open to anything other than your own backwards ideals. Pah! I seek satisfaction. You have bested me in debate, but true honor is decided on the dueling field. The entry hall here has walls to be up against, corners to be backed into, and floor enough on which to be down but not out. Whatever your metaphor, I'll beat it. Return to me when you are ready, and we will walk there together, just to ensure that no one gets lost or suffers an accident that would prevent a fair fight. Frankly, I don't know what you people are capable of. What? Good! Let's get this over with so I can return to schooling the rest of your fellows. I envy you. You're about to experience for the first time the skill that has forged an empire and traveled the world. There will be pain as well, but I imagine it will be almost worth it.
Ice shard. Yeah. Stab. Bloody hell! Ice shard. Legendary strike. Legendary strike. Bloody hell! Healing. Do not resist!
That was a fine display of skill.
It was a fair fight, Sir Roderick, within the rules you specified.
Yes, old boy, you've got it right. I was really sat down, I believe. Like the fall of the old bridge across the Grand. My humours are in disarray, I tell you. I suppose I should have seen it coming. Your win in the debate was a sure sign. I do believe I have underestimated the lot of you. Regardless, you have beaten me. That's a point of honour I cannot deny. Well, there's no other thing for it. Intended or not, you've earned a reward from me. The unsuccessful combatant in a duel must arrange a worthy gift for the victor. I wouldn't be much of an ambassador for my country if I didn't abide by its customs. The Duchess of Almsbottom's rules of engagement are quite clear on this matter. Mirabelle is yours. Treat her well. She's a finicky lady. Right, that's all. Off my traveling trousers. We will darken this garden no more.
You have secured a great victory for the...
A well-fought victory against that outlander buffoon. You showed we are all in your debt, but the Ministry of Culture is particularly so. I control a very limited treasury. To give any more would call attention to what has happened here. A very good point. Here, take this. I should know not to barter with a master debater. It is money well spent. Compensation because my own diction came up short.
You have completely routed the Outlander. I commend you on your masterful intellect and martial skill.
The contest is over.
The minister is not complete.
A triumph all around. This Outlander cannot ignore how complete you've...
Awukte yer wa na pa yer uk forti. Akir sanwi ni fayit wa wir waka wir usono ni fayiter ofi. Ike kir kier washati. Uk nik kup kitro sa irustap kithno uk yo wir kwadner. Sunur no ku wu ifuir soir tatasi ni siso ir ka wikawar ir roren. Usa ir sa wi apihir ninu siso ir tiuf. Wawawir shaksi ir kawir onk ni siso ir akuwu uksunti wawawir shaksi. Sunur no ku wu ifuir soir tatasi ni siso ir ka wika krons niwu no ir wayir uk sakwanerko uk nik ni siso ir Ike kir pir inni tino wir non ne apatar wo kawar nif. Ni siso ir.
I hope you're not here to pester me. I'm a very busy, important, and educated man, you know. All manner of studies. The history of dramatic systems, applied theology, and, celestial integration. All of these are vital pursuits of knowledge. Not that you would understand such lofty matter. Well, you see, drama can be broken down into several systems, and I study the history of those systems over time, how they've changed, and that sort of... Well, there's the new system, of course, but everyone knows that. Then we have the, old system, which, as you may surmise, is no longer in use. That's a brief summary of my latest work. Oh, it's all very complex, and I really don't feel like describing it to you at any length. That's how you know I'm a scholar, you see. An unwillingness to share all the information I have. Well, there's the... Too large a subject for your mind to comprehend, I'm sure. Well, it's the application of the study of theological things, isn't it? For instance, knowing about spirits and then finding a use for that. Well, no, not really. This is the study of applied theology, not the application of studied theology. That's something else entirely. Celestial integration means just that. It's integrated, celestially. Thus, the relationship between the heavens and earth is one of integration and, celestial. It's a very advanced field of research. It would take several lifetimes to understand it properly, which is why my position as a scholar is so irrefutable. Oh, I doubt it. You don't look the type for heavy reading.
No, but I am, and I certainly haven't heard of you.
Of course, none of my books are published yet, but as a scholar and a respected one, I will most certainly pen some marvelous books someday. Well, yes. Unless your theories are astoundingly brilliant, which is the case with me. Of course not. Ah, drat. This isn't working at all. How did you know? You're here to hunt me down, then. Lord Rento has it in for me, and I figured it would come to this. I don't suppose running would do me any good. I was unjustly accused. I simply petitioned Lady Rento for some silver to support me as an actor. Patronage, it's called. She agreed, but her husband flew into a rage when he found out, and now I have a death sentence on my head. It's not fair. And if you were a decent person, you'd help me get out of this city instead of taking me in. It's the only way I'll get clear of Lord Rento's wrath. You need more proof than my pathetic attempt to pose as a scholar? How about the fact that Lord Rento was out of town when I bilked him? Not that anyone but Lady Rento will confirm that for you. Still, it should be apparent that I'm not some great confidence man. We should go see Captain Sen right away if you're sure. Is now a fair time to go down to the gate to get me out of here? I understand. Attend to whatever else you had to do. I'm still here. I'll admit that I can't match the bounty on my head, but I could give you half of what they're offering. I have an idea how I could get out of the city, too. We should go see Captain Sen right away if you're... The only easy way out of this city is through the gate that Sen is guarding, and he's looking for him. However, if I disguise myself as a mercenary and sneak past him, I might just get away. But you have to help me by distracting him. Just tell him that I've already escaped, and I'll get away just fine. I can't imagine what might go wrong.
Citizen, I hear there's progress in the search for creative Yukon. A scholar ran out of the Scholar's Garden after talking to you. Tell me you have good news. What, that mercenary? Let me have a look. Ha! Would you look at that? Uncovered by a dedicated servant of the Empire.
That will teach me to trust one of the Empire's hound.
Here's your bounty, as we negotiated earlier. Of course, you've been busy, haven't you? Yes, I heard that Fading Moon's arsons had ended. Excellent work. Burning the poor is troubling after a fashion, but the scholars and merchants? That was her mistake. Yes, yes, of course they do. And they shall have exactly as much protection as they can afford to contribute to the taxes. Here's your bounty as we negotiate. Well, that brings an end to our pursuit of two fiends. A shame I don't have more work for someone with your skills. Of course. Thanks again for your help with those miscreants.
Hello again. I enjoy our little chats, but I don't think anything has changed since... Meet the executioner in the arena, or go back to your flyer to meet with the Inquisitor. Hurry, or you'll lose your chance to help your master. We've gone over this. Death's Hand is using the prisoners who should be working on the wall to construct some sort of personal army of golems. My father probably knows something, but not the true danger of it. I need to show that Death's Hand intends to seize control. The Lotus Assassins act for Death's Hand. There has to be proof of his evil intent in the Lotus Assassin Fortress. That is where you need to go. Did you like it? I thought you might want a little assistance. Consider it a small token of my favor. I thank you for your courtesy. A woman always likes to hear when her gifts are appreciated. It is difficult for one of my rank to give gifts, even one so simple as what I gave you. A princess is not normally allowed to show favorites. Better that I give it away before Death's Hand carts it off. He has been quite brazen. Besides, it was mine by birthright to do with as I wish. Must I always be dictated to by tradition, despite my respect for it? Sometimes I want what everyone else has, to be myself. And to be myself, I gave you what I wished. Well, you're polite at least. Most nobles take gifts as a matter of course, especially those from a woman. But the price I may pay for helping you could be greater still. I am destined for the throne, destined to rule the Empire after my father, but that will be meaningless if Death's Hand keeps his hold on my father's mind. I fear one day he may try to interfere with the imperial succession, or perhaps convince my father that he should be emperor by marriage. You still underestimate his power. But one way or another, we must stop him. I'm sorry I've ruined the mood. We should continue our talk another time. First, we must expose Death's Hand, reveal his treachery and manipulation. I will answer what I can, but... My father? What do you want to know that isn't already public knowledge? Emperor Sun Hai is well known and well loved. Death's Hand is wearing away at that reputation, however, and I need to stop him before it goes too far. He has been present for as long as I can remember. but he only rose to prominence after the end of the long drought. My father was very caring when I was a child. Now he is cold and distant. I know Death's hand is corrupting him somehow. I will answer what I wish you luck. Once you have gained the trust of the Lotus Assassins, we will plan how to proceed.
Always a pleasure. I know little more than what the Honorable... A good name, is it?
A great bounty hunter to have dealt with 2 cases in so little time. Your work is not done, though. There is another in this city with a price on her head. A richer price than those 2. Her name is Aishi the Mournful Blade, and you can find her at the Black Leopard School. She is accused of most crimes, and several had to be invented to account for her actions. She is a terror upon the face of the Empire. Murder, theft, and worse. Yet never a smile or a hint of revelry in what she did. That is why she is known as Aishi the Mournful Blade. I watched her walk into this city, and now I tell you, there's no mystery in this. Because I want you to know. My role in this matter is of no concern to you. I am simply an old man who sees a chance for some good to come from bad.
We shouldn't let a criminal run free. Something tells me that there's more to this story than this man's telling us, though.
When you reach her, you should ask her for her story. She has a most interesting tale to share.
You there, Sky. I see you skulking around like a ghost. Where have you been?
I've been out spying on the Lotus Assassins. We're trying to draw their attention, and I wanted to see if it was working. I'm happy to report our bait has snagged a fish. The Inquisitors have taken notice of us. In fact, one of their representatives is on his way here now.
You were spying on an Inquisitor, and he didn't notice you? Impossible. What's really going on, Sky? Where were you?
It's like I told you before, I was spying on the Lotus Assassins. At great personal risk, I might add. Instead of interrogating me, you could show me some gratitude.
The Inquisitors are masters of espionage and intrigue, Sky. They would have seen you tailing them. They would have seen you and killed you.
You underestimate me. I can be quite invisible when necessary. I followed the Inquisitor for some time without him being aware of my presence. Then I slipped away and rushed on ahead to warn you he was coming. I didn't want him to catch us in the middle of anything incriminating, like this argument.
Irkana, Omnikasurir Kwananoka iri. Niato no napadi irovir, koni ognawata ir. Okirwir, no fantayana u. Konir fuk no sankud na no wana nyapir, isana yoyo. Irkana, o Nikasurir Kwananoka sa iriru.
Sata tawe ia wonawa fu kuno su kutnia awafawa is. Wowo sun punono yapapap nasia iwir sair wooth. Usair kokonato tanatia katanano shafatoyo kokonato sir ipanoneniko. Niato wononapati irovir kuni uknawata ir. Wuno will na no pa irsu. Isana yoyo kunir fuk no sankut na no wana nyapir. Sata tawe ir wonawa fuk kuno sukut nia awafawa ir sutok. Wuno will na no pa irsu. Isana yoyo kunir fuk no sankut na no wana nyapir. Uno ir wo fubso wesa wushin. Wo kewasa ir susu kowoyo ni uksa ir sawa. Ipanar nuko iwa ir nikasanarir iruro ni nuasa ir kana. Wuno wir na no pa irsu. Isana yoyo konir fuk no sankut na no. Ikir niktine piru wo iferek ukson puno. Usair kokonato tanatia katanano shafatoyo kokonato sir ipanoneniko. Wowo sun ponono yapapap. Usair kokonato tanatia katanano shafatoyo kokot.
You know, far be it from me to presume, but I have an idea of how we might be able to solve this problem. My glorious wife's third cousin is a minor official in the Ministry of Harmony. I know a little something of the way Judge Fang conducts his business. All of Fang's ministers bring him an honor gift when they go to see him. An offering given as a sign of respect. A bribe, some may call it. If we replace Zheng's honor gift with something insulting, rare turtle eggs, for example, Fang would be so outraged he'd refuse to even listen to Sheng's report. I admit there are still some details yet to be worked out, but acquiring the eggs is easy. I have some here that you can simply have.
You have turtle eggs here? After just saying they are very rare?
Well, I was saving them for my coming anniversary. You buy early if you want them to be ripe. It doesn't really matter, does it? There are more daunting problems to consider. For example, how will you sneak past Sheng's guards to make the switch?
We should just kill Sheng. Nice and simple. Kill his guards, too.
Oh, yes. And while we're at it, we could kill Fang and his guards, too. Unleash rivers of blood in the streets, all in the service of the Lotus Assassins.
Now that is how you interrupt the bureaucratic process. I'm all for it.
I am no coward, but there is already more blood on my hands than I can ever wash clean. You know this. I have no plan for you, no easy answer. But working with the Lotus Assassins is a bad idea. No good can ever come of it.
We really don't have any choice, Sue. It's the only way we'll ever rescue Master Li. I don't like the idea of causing trouble for Shang. Maybe we should investigate Fang in the arena first. We might be able to stop him from getting that report without hurting Shang. Or anyone else.
Maybe you're right, Dawnstar. I just hope that in the end we don't sacrifice everything for the sake of one man, even if he is your beloved Master Li.
It's up to you how we handle this, but remember that the Inquisitors aren't just thugs. They're more subtle.